Hello friends and welcome back. Today we're talking about the single biggest way seniors in America lose money on their healthcare. And here's the thing, they don't lose it to scammers. They lose it simply by not knowing one thing. That thing is how to choose your Medicare plan. Let me tell you the most important fact right up front. Most people on Medicare never compare their plans from one year to the next. They just let everything roll over and stay the same. And that is the most expensive mistake you can make, because your plan changes every single year quietly without asking you. The price changes, the list of covered drugs changes, the doctors in the network change. So a plan that was a great deal this year could cost you hundreds, even thousands of extra dollars next year. The good news is this. Once a year, you get a window to fix all of it and put that money back in your own pocket. Today, I'll walk you through step by step how to use that window the right way. Stick around to the end because I'll cover the most common trap, the one that even experienced people fall into. Let's start with the most important thing, the dates. Write this down or pause the video right here. The fall window is called the annual enrollment period or open enrollment. It runs every year from October 15th to December 7th. These dates don't change. It's the same window year after year. And here's the key point. Any change you make during this window takes effect on January 1st of the following year. That means the decision you make in the fall determines how much you'll pay for the entire next year. That's exactly why you can't afford to sleep through those 3 weeks between mid-October and early December. So what can you actually do during this window? Almost anything. You can switch from a Medicare Advantage plan back to original Medicare, or the other way around. You can switch from one Advantage plan to another. You can change your drug plan, that's Part D. You can add or drop drug coverage. And here's something helpful. During this window, you can change your mind as many times as you want. Whatever choice you've made by December 7th is the one that counts. Now, the single most important action you can take. If your only takeaway from this whole video is this one thing, you'll already be ahead of most people. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan or a Part D drug plan, your insurance company is required to mail you a document every fall called the Annual Notice of Change. In plain English, it's the letter that tells you exactly what's changing about your plan for next year. It should arrive by the end of September, before open enrollment even starts. Most people throw this letter straight in the trash. Do not do that. This letter is where your money is hiding. It tells you if your monthly premium is going up. It tells you if your deductible is changing. It tells you if your co-pays for doctor visits are going up. And crucially, it tells you if the plan changed its formulary. That's the list of drugs it covers. Here's why the formulary matters so much. A drug you take every month that was covered this year can quietly drop off the list next year. And suddenly you're paying full price for it. So when the letter arrives, do one simple thing. Find the section on drug coverage and check that every medication you take regularly is still on the list for next year. This one check can save you a fortune. Now let's talk about the biggest choice you face. Original Medicare versus Medicare Advantage. I'll keep this fair and simple. Original Medicare is the traditional government program, Part A and Part B. You can see almost any doctor in the country that accepts Medicare, with no network restrictions. But it doesn't cover everything, so many people add a separate Part D drug plan, and often a supplement plan called Medigap, to help cover the out-of-pocket costs. Medicare Advantage, also called Part C, is offered by private insurance companies. It usually bundles everything into one plan: hospital, medical, and often drugs, and frequently adds extras like dental, vision, and hearing, which original Medicare doesn't cover. The premiums are often low, sometimes zero, but, and this is the honest trade-off, you're usually limited to a network of doctors. And you may need approval, called prior authorization, before the plan pays for certain services. So here's the plain language way to think about it. If freedom to see any doctor anywhere matters most to you, original Medicare with a supplement leans in your favor. If lower monthly cost and bundled extras matter more, and you're comfortable staying inside a network, Advantage may fit better. There's no single right answer. It depends on your doctors, your medications, and your budget. Now, how do you actually compare plans without a headache? There's one free official tool, and I want you to use it instead of trusting the ads on TV. It's called the Medicare Plan Finder, and you'll find it on the official government website, medicare.gov. Here's what makes it powerful. You can type in the exact medications you take and the pharmacies you use, and it will show you what each plan in your area would actually cost you for the whole year. Not just the premium, but your drugs too. That total cost view is the secret. A plan with a low monthly premium can end up being the most expensive one, once you add in what your specific drugs cost under that plan. The Plan Finder does that math for you. And if you'd rather talk to a real person, you can call Medicare directly for free at 1-800-MEDICARE. That's 1-800-633-4227. They're available around the clock to help you compare. One safety tip: whenever you talk to anyone about the plan, write down the date, the name of the person you spoke with, and what they told you. If you were given wrong information, that record protects you. Here's something that's especially important heading into next year. Some insurance companies are cutting back or completely exiting the market, dropping certain plans. This has been happening for the last couple of years. If your plan is being discontinued, you'll get a notice. You'll get a notice from the plan in the fall telling you it won't renew. Do not ignore that letter. If you do nothing, you could end up with a gap in your coverage. But there's a protection. If your plan is ending, you get a special enrollment period. Extra time beyond the normal deadline to pick a new plan. Still, the safest move is to choose your replacement plan by December 7th. So your new coverage starts cleanly on January 1st with no gap. And now the trap I promised you at the beginning. This is where even experienced people get caught. There's a second window in the new year, from January 1st to March 31st, called the Medicare Advantage Open Enrollment period. A lot of people assume it's a do-over, a second chance just like the fall. It is not, and here's why. First, that January to March window only applies if you already have a Medicare Advantage plan. If you're on original Medicare, it doesn't help you. Second, you can only make one change during it, not unlimited changes like in the fall. And third, here's the part that really costs people. When you switch to a new plan in that window, your new coverage doesn't start until the first of the following month. And your out-of-pocket spending for the year resets to zero under the new plan, no matter how much you already spent. No matter how much you already spent under the old one in January and February. So the lesson is simple and it's worth repeating. If there's any chance you'll want to change your plan, make that decision in the fall, by December 7th. That way, your coverage takes effect January 1st and protects you cleanly for the entire year. Don't count on the spring window as your safety net. It's narrower and more expensive than it looks. So let's recap quickly. 1-1. Mark your calendar, October 15th to December 7th. 2. Read your annual notice of change letter and check your drugs are still covered. 3. Decide honestly between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage based on your doctors and budget. 4. Use the free official plan finder on medicare.gov to compare total yearly cost, not just premiums. 5. Watch for any notice that your plan is leaving. And 6. Remember that the fall window is your real chance. Don't rely on the spring one. I want to add one honest note as always. Medicare rules, costs and plans change every year, and the right choice depends entirely on your own health, your medications and where you live. Everything I've shared today is accurate for the upcoming plan year, but always confirm your own situation using the official tools or by calling Medicare directly. I'm not giving you personal financial or insurance advice. I'm giving you the tools so you can make the best decision for yourself. If this was helpful, please give it a like. It really helps the channel. And subscribe, because in the next video, I break down the mistakes people make with Medigap supplement plans that leave them overpaying for years. Take care of yourself and your health. See you next time.